So in AP Chemistry, we're going to be writing lots of equations, and we're going to be typing lots of equations. So here I'm showing you, for example, if I want to do a real simple conversion, 55 grams of aluminum nitrate, and I want to convert that to moles of aluminum nitrate. Now, you guys have done this plenty of times, by hand mostly, and of course you've got your fractions, grams over 1, and then you're going to use your mole. Molar mass, 1 mole of aluminum nitrate is 213.0 grams of aluminum nitrate. And then, of course, we do the multiplication on the top, multiplication on the bottom, divide the top by the bottom, and we get a number. But what if we want to type this and make it look really good, right? Because we can't always handwrite stuff. I'm going to show you the equation editors in Word and Google Docs. So suppose we want to do the same conversion, but we don't want to handwrite it, and we certainly want it to look good. So we can use the equation editor in Microsoft Word, and we can also try the one in Google Docs to do the same thing. So we're going to go to Insert up here on the menu bar, Insert, and all the way to the right, Equation. So we're going to insert an equation. You can do a drop down, and it gives you a bunch of stuff here. There is something called Inc equation where you kind of write it out and it tries to translate your writing into an equation. It doesn't always work that well. So we're just going to insert a new equation. And then before you start typing, you see that you have all these different possibilities here. Now a lot of these are kind of higher math. We're just going to go with a fraction because that's how we're going to start ours. So we've got a fraction built in here, and then we start typing. So again, we're going to do 55.0 grams of L parentheses NO. Now I want to do a subscript 3, so I'm going to do shift underscore 3 parentheses. And notice how it automatically made a subscript. And then I'm going to do another shift underscore 3, and I get 55 grams of aluminum nitrate. On the bottom, it's just a 1. We can get rid of this now. Oops. We'll take care of that later. All right, now we put a multiplication sign that's simply an X. Now same thing. We're going to go to Insert, Equation. We're going to go back to our fraction. And this is just a straight up stacked fraction. And we're going to say, in this case, 1 mole of AlNO shift underscore 3 underscore 3. And then we're going to go to the bottom. Whoops, that didn't pick. Underscore 3. And then you have to hit enter for it to happen. Same thing on the bottom. We're going to do 213.0 grams of AlNO underscore 3 and then underscore 3. And you can also copy and paste once you've done it the first time. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to put a little space. Now you can just kind of manipulate things the way you want. You can put an equal sign, and that should come out to 0.258 moles. And here I'm just going to, I'm tired of typing, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this aluminum nitrate. Control C, Control V, and that's it. So now you have a nice professional looking, you can clean this up a little bit if you need to, nice professional looking equation. We're not going to handwrite it, and we're also going to make sure we have the fractions and the subscripts and the superscripts the way we need to. So just as a reminder here, if you use the little caret before a superscript number, you'll get a superscript. If you use the underscore before a number, you'll get a subscript, which is mostly what we're going to use. All right, so you get to practice this a little bit during your first lab. We're going to try to do the same thing in Google Docs. It's a little trickier, but we're going to do basically this: insert equation, and now we have this equation menu bar here. These Greek letters will be useful later in the year. We're going to go to math operations and just again straight up stacked fraction A over B. Do 55.0 grams of aluminum nitrate, Al parentheses NO. Now I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to give a couple spaces and then do the clothes parentheses. It has a little trouble if I try to do too many subscripts at once. To do the subscript 3, I'm going to do shift underscore 3, so NO3, and then outside the parentheses I'm going to do the same thing, underscore 3. And then I'm going to try to get rid of this parentheses 3, but sometimes it's a little harder to do than you think, so you might have to play with that a little bit. And then of course in the denominator you get a 1. You come outside of there, you do a times, and then you do your next fraction. Insert equation, math operations, stacked fraction. And then you type your grams on the bottom, moles on the top. The shortcuts are the same thing. Use this underscore to get a subscript. Use this little caret for a superscript.